Goddess Cosmos, angels, ancestors, wayshowers, guides, ascended masters, archangels, galactic federation, council of light, elementals, fae, Mary Magdalene, beings assigned to our team for our highest, holiest, heavenliest, most divine, godly good, celestial guardians, protectors, divine messengers, and all benevolent beings of light. Please return to sender anything and everything that is not of our highest, holiest, heavenliest, most divine, godly good, or not being used for our evolution and ascension to its origin, summoner, conjurer, payee, and practitioner. And clarify and illuminate this energy. Past trauma activated and integrate or activated your divine DNA upgrade, while certain corrupted experiments through the experiences that you've had have initiated an alchemical reaction. I'm sorry, y'all. The way that the divine has conveyed this to me, we're gonna walk through this together because I don't fully understand what they are attempting to relay. Also, huge shout out to McKenna or McKenna. I'm sorry if I'm saying your name wrong. She is a doctor. She sent me a message and she's like, hey, I have been watching you for a while and I've noticed for the past week and a half, you've been having nasal issues. Now, I didn't want to overstep boundaries and send you a message just assuming, but with the fact that you mentioned yesterday you had a sinus infection after I noticed you were already going through what I assumed was an allergic reaction, I decided to send you a message. Something that you may have purchased or that you may have in your home or environment has caused you to experience allergies that have, if not addressed, turned into a minor infection. So whatever you have been using, whether it's a perfume, a hair product, anything new that you have been using within the last 3 to 4 weeks is causing this. And antibiotics will help, but if the allergen is still in your environment, or if you are still placing this allergen on your body, you will continually have these issues. And I was like, hold up, wait a minute. Let me sort through what I recently purchased that was new within the last 3 weeks. I figured it out. I have literally been doing damage to my own fucking body because the baking powder, the setting powder that I had been using, today I'm using Patrick Star one size. The one that I was using before this was fragranced. And the fragrance in this, I am allergic to. Extremely allergic to. And listen, don't at me. But sometimes I sleep in my makeup because I'm fucking lazy. I don't want to wash it off. So it's all over my pillow, and I wash my pillowcases every 3 days to 4 days. So I was not only sleeping in this and wearing this allergen for a month because this was a Christmas present to myself. I was like, you know what? I'm going to treat myself a little bit. Let me get this. I had been wearing this since December 25th and experiencing issues, but I just chalked it up to, oh, maybe, there's more dust in the house than we've had before. And with the fact that I have a minor sinus infection, seriously, thank you, McKenna. Thank you for sending me that message and noticing around the time that I started to have issues. Because the day, I didn't use it today. I'm not having a headache, my eyes are not burning, and my nose is not on freaking fire. Like, my eyes were all puffy. Some of you that were over on the TikTok live, I had to end that live early because I was in so much pain. My face was burning, my nose was on fire, my eyes were burning, and I was like, I'm sorry, you guys. And I thought it was just my sinus infection being intense, being like ridiculous. No, it was the fact that this allergic reaction had built up for a month. To the point where my body was like, bitch, if you put this on your motherfucking face one more time, this is going to be a massive issue for you. And I had previously noticed like little things, but again, I chalked it up to my allergies because I already have allergies. But Thank you, McKenna, for sending that message so that I could figure out what was making me sick. And I feel so much better today. Thank you guys for your get well wishes and your get well messages and your prayers and the beautiful energy you sent my way. I figured it out. Now, with the message that we're about to get into, make sure you're drinking your water, by the way. With the message that we're about to get into, water is absolutely necessary right now. Rest, grounding, and assuring that you maintain the right mental state for everything that's being activated within you. Because those of you that I am communicating to, those of you that this message is meant to reach, you had gone through something extremely traumatic. Something so traumatic and so devastating, it had awakened this divine energy within you. It had awakened your God self. It had awakened your higher self. It had completely shattered the shell of the matrix that you had believed was you. And within this traumatic experience, within this activation and initiation that you were going through, the divine was reassuring you the entire way so that you wouldn't do something in order to escape the pain that was actually assisting in the upgrades that were necessary for you to be in this God energy. Now, with these individuals that may have put you through this could have been a humiliation ritual. This could have been homelessness. This could have been poverty, starvation, and physical, mental, intimate, trigger warning, or spiritual abuse. You could have even been having sacrificial rituals done on you. Whatever you were experiencing where you thought, this is the worst of the worst. Like, I don't even want to be here right now. I don't want to continue going on, but you had that voice that was like, don't give up. You had your guardian angels that kept reassuring you and pushing you and giving you signs and synchronicities that there is a reason why you were going through this. That on the other side of this, you would not only have the knowledge necessary to be of service to all those that were experiencing the pain, the betrayal, and the abuse that you had gone through, but that you would be experiencing joy and peace that a higher power had promised to you. That you would live a life that others would have dreamed of being in. And that you would assist others with stepping into with the guidance that you had been given. Now, the second part of this is you went through this very traumatic, very painful, possibly even with the abuse you faced, activation. You went through something to where you realized how strong and protected you are. Whatever you experienced, it should have taken you out, especially with one of your first cards being Pluto, transformation. Something that was scorpionic energy, meant to be a massive tower to you and a permanent ending, it changed you. But it changed you for the better. And with your second card being fire element, desire, you could be a Leo, Aries, Sagittarius, you do not have to be. It woke up a desire in you you didn't have before. Where you may have desired fame, you may have desired fortune, you may have desired love, you may have desired things that you felt like were not within you, or that were the desire of it was low vibrational because you had not been fully awakened. With this transformation, you realized why you were here. You realized there was a reason why you had either been brought back, because with my experience where I died and was brought back, I realized, no, I have so much to do on this planet in order to elevate it. And not just this planet, but like people. Like when I had my near-death experience and came back, I realized this planet is very, very dark. But there's a reason why I feel the way I do, and why I know there's others like me out there. Why I know I, in some crazy way, shape and fashion, can change this planet. I know I can. I know that I can bring more love, bring more light, bring more connection, like unity, to this world. And I know a lot of us for the longest time felt crazy, especially if you are a channeler, medium, or intuitive. You have a lot of energies that communicate with you. You receive a lot of downloads from a higher power and the ethers. And many individuals in a position of power, a perceived position of power, or a position of authority. Because when I say a position of power, perceived position of power, this could be like the Gov. Those that were withholding certain information about the abilities and the gifts that we have, CIA. Or those in a position of authority, therapists, psychologists, law officials. You may have felt as though something was mentally wrong with you. You were mentally ill, but you're not. And I feel like many of you, if not all of you, have figured that out. That you see the world for how it should be seen. And the experiences you've had growing up put you in a position to break down illusions, to address corruption and not be led like a sheep, to wake others up and go, is this really the life you want to live? Is this who you want to be? Like, you're all following the same structure, the same routine, the same life, the same beliefs. And you're fighting with each other about things that we are literally meant to connect over, such as religion, race, sexuality, now I know this may be a touchy subject, but age. I'm not saying that there should be older people connecting with younger people in an intimate way. That is not what I'm saying. What I am saying is your age does not define who you can connect to. And I'm not saying, like I said, intimately. That is not what I'm saying. Those individuals that have been very immoral and that have initiated intimate contact with the youth that we are meant to protect are being called out right now. They're being exposed. But what I am saying is, if you're 50 and you're receiving guidance and advice from somebody that's 18, you shouldn't feel like these are things that you should know. Because this 18-year-old may have lived thousands of lives. While you being 50, you may have lived just 100. We shouldn't shut ourselves off from unity and connection based on belief, age, race, and sexuality. Because we can all learn from each other. We can all grow with each other. And I feel like I'm speaking to those of you that understand this concept, where the world that was meant to continuously keep us divided, continuously put us in a position to fight with each other and not against the installations of illusions, the continuous corruption, glamour, and distortion, to maintain a loop that puts certain people in a position of authority and power. And we have reclaimed our right to choose our path, our right to see what is truly being bestowed and revealed before us. And with this knowledge that we have gained, and with the fact that we have all gone, if you, like I said, are resonating with this message, you have gone through an experience you shouldn't have survived. I know that may sound harsh, but you should have died. Or you did and you came back. And you came back different. You came back with a deeper understanding of purpose and humanitarianism and connection and justice. It woke within you what was needed to make the changes upon this planet that had been continuously delayed, continuously bound, or I won't say bound, restricted with the information that was being withheld from us. And what you went through was not easy. A lot of people will either take themselves out or allow themselves to succumb to whatever it is you went through. But you refused. You knew there was a deeper meaning to your existence. And when you chose to continue, whether you came back like I did, you died and you came back, or this experience you went through, you were supposed to take yourself out, you were supposed to be, cuckoo bananas, like out on the street, just like crashing the fuck out, and you were like, no. Like, I know with what I'm experiencing, I should be reacting in this way, but I'm not going to allow myself to be reactive. I'm going to meditate and pray and figure out what is going through my energetic body. And in a sense, that old version of you died. Like if you were betrayed by family, if you went through a sacrificial ritual, if individuals were attempting to compromise your spirit and destiny swap, or if you lost everything. Whatever this was that was extremely traumatic for you, most people would have taken their lives. Most people would not have wanted to continue. But you did. And your angels and ancestors are proud of you. Because you've reached the next level. And the next level is an alchemical reactive process that you have either currently been initiated into or you have already come out of the other side of. And what they mean by alchemical, because they're showing me airplanes, and they're also showing me diseases, immunity. They're showing me the split of like DNA, the split of like I feel like this is the split within your immune system. We're about to find out. Because if I'm being honest, I don't know what an alchemical process is. So we're going to Google it, but I have a feeling it has to do with the way that individuals had targeted you and attempted to traumatize you, and you went through some massive initiation, you went through some massive DNA upgrade, and then you had things put in your food, put in your water, put in the air. Like there was something that was supposed to affect your nervous system and your physical vessel, and it further evolved you. So hold on, let me Google alchemical process, because that's just what I feel, but I feel like I'm intuitively right. Okay, alchemical reaction. An alchemical reaction, a mystical and philosophical process central to alchemy, aiming to transform substances like turning lead into gold, or achieving spiritual perfection. Negredo, albedo, etc., and leading to discoveries in early chemistry through experimental techniques like distillation, laying groundwork for modern science. While not the modern chemistry, it is a conceptual bridge, with alchemical reactions also used metaphorically for profound personal change or fictional/computational contexts. So with this, beyond physical change, when it comes to an alchemical process, it can indicate transmutation, mystical and spiritual shifts, phases of change, and experimental routes. So when it comes to the mystical and spiritual aspects beyond physical change, alchemy sought spiritual purification and enlightenment, viewing material transformation as a symbolic of personal growth. Bruh, you can't tell me that the divine is not channeling, that the divine is not making sure this motherfucking message gets through. Because what were we talking about at the beginning of this life? All of the things that you've been through, all of the ways that you've evolved, and the fact that you do not align, I won't say align, but you do not perceive yourself as an individual that is interconnected with those that believe material gain is all there is. Because with the experiences you've had, you know there's more. You know that there is a deeper understanding that needed to be had about this realm. and the changes that needed to be made to remove those that had corrupted the simulation to be wealthy, to be powerful. Who is this? Partnerships. To be in a position where they could continuously manipulate others and entrap and bind others to continuously gain. If I didn't speak about that at the beginning of this live, I think I talked about it either yesterday or day before yesterday. Or not day before yesterday, my previous live. I think it may be 2 lives ago, if I did not speak on it in this one. But you came here to initiate massive change with who was targeting you, what you were meant to go through, and the next phase of not only your evolution, but the planets. No, they said take that. Messages. Okay. And the way that the planet was meant to ascend, evolve, purge, shift, and integrate the things that are necessary for unity, justice, balance, which I guess justice is balance, but many of these individuals were moving based on injustices they were getting away with. But balance indicates the realm, this planet, moving healthily. Everything being further interconnected than it was before. The balance where things are not environmentally upset, if that makes sense. Like with what's going on with the environment, it is an indication of imbalance. So I hope y'all are picking up what I'm putting down, where justice and balance are necessary for the forward movement of not only this planet, the progression of this planet, but the progression of humanity, the progression and evolution of interconnected souls. Where this will be seen not as a prison planet, but as a planet of knowledge, a planet of learning, a planet of soul evolution instead of soul enslavement. I hope y'all are picking up what the divine is putting down. So with this next level, you've had a lot of individuals, specifically those that have been able to affect the nervous system, minds, and vessels of those they had seen as a threat. With every chemical that was placed in your food, your drink, every chemical that was placed within your environment, because I don't want anybody to get paranoid or step into a position of fear or step into the energy of fear. With everything that was directed towards you that was meant to negatively impact your physical being, your mental health, and your nervous system, this has initiated an alchemical process within you where you are going through the next level, the next evolution of your divine DNA upgrades. And we are also seeing this upon this planet, where Mama Gaia is purging and releasing all of the things that are not assisting her with progressing. But she is also going through an ascension of her own, if that makes sense. Like, you're going to start seeing a lot of things come through on this planet that were not here before. And it's because of the evolution this planet is going through and the evolution we are going through. You may actually be experiencing a lot of changes pertaining to your diet because you may not be able to eat the things you were able to before. You may be extra sensitive, like I talked about earlier, to things that are like fake. You know, with the fragrance, it is a, what's the word I'm looking for? They said inorganic. Inorganic, unnatural. Things that are processed, unnaturally processed. Things that are augmented. They're saying GMO. These are things that you may not be able to eat, that you may no longer be able to wear or have in your environment. You are shifting, you are upgrading, you are integrating more light. And you are evolving into a being that is going to be able to move with the way that the planet is also evolving effortlessly. And things that are not good for us are being blatantly revealed. So many of you may also not be able to eat fast food anymore. You may not be able to drink certain things like Gatorade, where you thought that was healthy, but your body is saying no. There is something that is not of your highest good in this juice, in this, in these chips, for example. Like things that may have been labeled as healthy, your body is going to tell you they're not. And I had to think of examples because you guys know I don't really, eat fried foods. I don't really eat fast food. But I do go to Sprouts a lot. And some of the things that I thought were healthy, my body was like, no. Some of the things that have been labeled as healthy, my body rejects. Some of you may also not be able to consume meat. All out of the blue, for those of you that are meat eaters, you may be getting nauseous or sick or having a very upset stomach, or TMI, you may be releasing in other ways where you didn't have that problem before. Your body is alerting you to the things that are not going to assist you in how your light body is activating and elevating and evolving. So whatever it is your body's alerting you to, stop. Stop ingesting it, stop eating it, drinking it, or wearing it. Some of you may also be experiencing like hives. Like you may have recently used like a body wash or a soap or a hair conditioner or shampoo that you normally use. And all out of the blue, your vessel starts reacting negatively to it. You have elevated. And in the way that you have elevated, your physical being is alerting you to things within these products that are compromising your physical being, that are unhealthy for you, that cannot continue with you with the evolution you're going through. So, especially with what came out, my bad. Spirit said, see, look, I apologize because with these channels coming through, it's kind of a warning to you. Because if you continue to partake in things that you know your vessel is negatively reacting to, you will start to experience worse and worse symptoms, worse and worse reactions. So with the world, we got the world, void of the course moon missing, Jupiter return benefits in the reverse, messages, stability, and Aries I am. With Black Moon Lilith, mystery, as well as partnerships. And Virgo, I analyze. Now, you've had a lot of individuals targeting you. A lot of individuals attempting to compromise not only your spirit, but your physical vessel, so that something would not be given to you to elevate you into a position of further elevate you in a position of leadership. Which lets me know, whatever is being given to you, whatever is being released, whatever you're about to have, you're going to be put in a position where, for those of you this message is for, thousands see you. Especially if you're resonating with this message, where everything that I have conveyed to you is hitting your spirit. All of the things that you have gone through, all of the ways that you Truman Show type shit, that you have been observed, that you have been targeted, that you have been experimented on, that you have elevated from, that you have evolved because of, instead of being destroyed, instead of losing your absolute motherfucking medulla, bitch. Because like I said, some of you were meant to be homeless, out there screaming at people and talking nonsense. So if you resonate with it, people sacrificing you, trying to destiny swap with you, people directing you, a lot of mental attacks, attempting to cloud your psychic and intuitive abilities, attempting to cause you an unnecessary upheaval pertaining to your stability, Uh, and a trigger warning. And if you have been through every form of abuse on this planet, including intimate, spiritual, mental, physical, and emotional. If you continuously had to deal with narcissists, because some of you, these individuals that had been connected to you were handlers. If you are resonating with all of that, and you know that you've been repeatedly targeted, people putting shit in your fucking food, people watching you, people projecting certain entities and intentions onto you, paying practitioners, you may have even had, no, they're saying you are. You are extremely knowledgeable about certain organizations, networks, and societies that you know have been observing you. You know, for some of you, that may have even been targeting you, if this message is for you. You know you've always been different. You've always been special. You know that you're not of this world, but you're in this world. You know that everything that was meant to break you, everything that was meant to destroy your spirit, lit a fire in your soul. Because you wouldn't allow those that came up against you to win. Because you have a spirit of justice. You wouldn't allow your adversaries and your enemies to get away with what they did. You wouldn't allow them to cause a premature demise to you. And you didn't stay quiet. You didn't allow these individuals to bully you into silence. And I'm not saying that you went after your adversaries or your enemies. I'm not saying that you did anything to your adversaries or your enemies. You knew your success and your truth and your protection would bring down all of the justice and the judgment that you had desired, that you knew you deserved, if you just kept going. Your success really is just a giant motherfucking spit in these people's faces. All those that thought they'd be able to control or destroy you or take from you what was yours, what was rightfully yours, and what is about to be yours. I'm also getting that you have a lot of organizations, networks, and societies that thought they were God until they met one. Now, I'm not saying you're God. What I am saying is the Most High proved a point when He made you. You are one that was put here to combat all those that viewed their darker power as them being gods, them being untouchable, them being able to bypass karmic, cosmic judgment, them being able to laugh in the face of the Most High and hurt, harm, and injure those that are innocent. You were brought to this planet to bring more divinity, to bring enlightenment, to bring heaven, in a sense. To bring, thank you, they said to give all those that had been under an illusion a choice. Fight. Fight for what is rightfully yours. Fight for the life that you wish to live. Fight for your right to be free. To be a boss. To be even a fucking pottery maker. Like, to be what you wanted to be. To have their turn. Because there is more than enough on this planet to go around. Yet there has been so much corruption and distortion and chaos that individuals have been able to hoard what was rightfully meant to be divinely dispersed. What could put so many individuals that are in a position they shouldn't be in a position to feel safe and have shelter and sanctuary. There's a lot of greed that has been running rampant on this planet. There's a lot of pride. There's a lot of vanity and lust principalities. These are things that had been kept hidden from those that were under the illusion of them and continuously had it pushed upon them so that others would be able to have what they grubbily, greedily desired. And you came through and you changed this. You changed these individuals' understanding of power, their understanding of respect. Many of these individuals had been respected because of fear. Many of, like, for example, y'all know that, like, individuals were like, oh, I'm afraid of the Illuminati. And let's say, with the fear that these individuals held for the Illuminati, you had the Illuminati attacking you, and they're like, what the fuck? We've thrown everything at this motherfucker. They were supposed to go crazy. People were supposed to see them as, like, lo kiki loco. Like, they were supposed to lose everything and remain in that position. Why is this not working? On everybody it has worked on in order to keep people in line. Why is this individual standing firm and remaining in their sovereign power? But not only that, alerting those that are meant to respect us through fear of the fact that they know that we are targeting them. And this is what has been used in order to combat this energy. Because whatever you have been relaying, whether energetically, audiently, or visually, it has helped a lot of individuals that never wanted to step into this truth speaker energy because they never saw anybody come out of this. They never saw anybody roots. They never saw anybody, hey, what incarnation are you doing? Get down. Thank you. They hung themselves. Luckily, Poppy was not harmed in what her ridiculous little ass was doing. But individuals, which Poppy is Star Kitty. So you do have individuals in a position of recognition that realize you and who you walk with and what protects you is to be feared. And with some of the choices they made and some of the actions they took, they hung themselves. There is no escaping the exposure that y'all are about to see pertaining to these individuals in a position of recognition publicly. Which I know you guys have already started, I prophesize this. I know you guys have already started to see this begin. Things that individuals normally would be able to glamorize or cast illusions over in order to maintain their position of recognition and their appearance of respectability and credibility has deteriorated. We are seeing these individuals for who they truly are. And again, with whatever you have been posting, whatever you have been speaking on, whatever you have been doing, or whatever you have been energetically integrating into this realm, is giving people courage. Because you are the first person, you are the first galactic golden chosen energies to overcome this. To not be phased in the ways others have been. And you've got these individuals analyzing you. And in this process of analyzation, there were many experimental Very, very powerful is what I heard. Experimental directed energy manipulative tactics, as well as chemical warfare. Hold on, let me Google this. Let me Google this, because that kind of took me aback a little bit. That was directed towards you or waged upon you. Hold on. Chemical. And this is what caused the alchemical reactive. Chemical warfare involves using the toxic properties of chemical substances as weapons. So whatever this type of chemical warfare was, the chemical agents used on you, or meant to cause sensory irritation, or be deployed via a delivery system in a way where it inflicted injury and incapacitation, as well as mass sensory irritation, initiated an alchemical process. And this is the second evolution of your divine being upgraded. So this had to be something that was meant to stop your ascension process completely. That has to be what it is. This is something that was supposed to make you very ill, make you very sick, and compromise your entire system. I don't know what the fuck they have been putting in the food, the water, or the air, because I feel like this is collectively. I feel like there was something that was completely meant to slow down this ascension process, the awakening, and they said the rise of realization. The rise of realization, response, and divinely guided action. Clarify. Too many people know what is going on, what is being pushed, and how to combat it. Each and every one of you that are receiving this message fully understand your purpose here. And what your purpose is to bring in what was rightfully the righteous, what was rightfully meant to be experienced by not only each and every one of you, but this planet too. And the freedom of the souls that have been entrapped within the in-between because they could not ascend beyond this realm, or had their spirit previously compromised due to rituals that had been done, that you integrated, alchemized, and transmuted, relaying that energetic information to others so that they too would be able to break through all of the programs and installation of enslavement tactics that were meant to continually compromise their soul, their spirit, and put others in a position to where, because these compromised, enslaved, bound souls were not stepping into their highest potential, would be able to obtain it. Cool, thank you. And with roots here, some of your family learned this the fucking hard way. Your family has only been maintaining certain positions and a certain lifestyle, or just barely fucking making it, because of who within this lineage they were compromising. And you were the straw that broke the camel's back. Not only to your own corrupted karmic lineage, but to all those that were working with darker forces, that were working with lower vibrational energy and moving based on ill intentions to cause hurt, harm, and injury to others for the benefit of themselves. I'm also hearing the narcissistic program is also being dismantled. So some of you have also assisted with what has been addressed and what you have gone through, the narcissistic program within karmic familial dynamics and romantic partnerships being addressed and exposed. So, clarification on this, please. They said everything that you have been through and everything that you have seen was all a part of the process of what you have been the antidote to, and the information that needed to be released in order for others to understand they are not overly emotional, they are not mentally ill, and they are not worthless. They are not silenced. You are the voice of the abused. You are the voice of those that started to doubt themselves because of all the ways that these individuals within these initiated karmic narcissistic programs had been able to relay certain information to have the light worker, the black sheep, the outcast, or the scapegoat perceived as the problem. What you have done is you have been moved through these experiences. And not only have you moved through these experiences and inspired those that have been in your position to speak out, to stand up, but you have also, in the way that you had been conveyed, smear campaigns, humiliation rituals, repeat that? Some of you, I don't know who this is for, but they literally just said albinism as well as colorism. That's why I paused. I'm sorry. That kind of took me aback. Some of you may have been with partners that God, this is going to be like a difficult message. Some of you have been with partners that only were attracted to you because of either your race, or I feel like it's mainly race, with the fact they said colorism. I'm sorry, I don't mean to trigger somebody, but some of you already knew this. With the fact that my clear quartz or smoky quartz just came out, you had been relayed certain information about those who you understood were narcissists that continuously attempted to put you in a position your ancestors were in. I'm sorry. This is why it took me aback, you guys. Like, some of you have not only assisted others with speaking out and standing up for themselves and having these dynamics exposed, but also not allowing some weird, very odd fetish. Your ancestors, but this is such a weird message. I'm sorry if this triggers you. This is for somebody. Some of you had a partner that wanted you to be in a certain position or play a certain role that your ancestors had genuinely gone through. I don't like that. I'm sorry, that shit took me aback. They have never channeled me something like this before. And this is a form of energetic enslavement, soul enslavement, bondage. And for those of you this message is resonating for, whether you are a man or a woman, you combated and released not only yourself from this attempt to put you in a very soul-binding, ancestrally disappointing contract. I'm sorry. I am literally taken aback by this. I don't know how I can clarify this for those of you it's for, and I'm hoping you understand. This would be like a partner wanting to play, if you are black, okay, wanting you to play like a somebody who worked on a plantation, you know, or if you are Japanese, or if you were Japanese or Chinese, wanting to put you in a position that your ancestors fought to get out of, that your ancestors passed away to get out of. That's a part of the narcissistic program. It's a power play, one that is very corrupted and distorted. And somebody in here has dealt with somebody that either has like a weird race fetish, or I don't know, they're just weird. I don't like who this is. I really the fuck don't. I really don't. God, please get me out of this energy. Abundance and grand trine blessings. You are being blessed for not allowing your spirit to be compromised and for all the souls that you have saved. And again, I'm sorry if that triggered you. If you are in a situation like that, don't disappoint or dishonor your ancestors. Okay. Let me shut up. That's none of my business. But what I am saying is your ancestors are watching you. But for those of you that may have been in that situation, or were up against a narcissistic karmic familial dynamic, that's a hard message too. A romantic partner or a familial dynamic that protected a predator. I'm sorry if that is triggering. But the things that you have gone through, the things that you didn't allow to break you, and the things that you continually stood up for, and faced, knowing that you were making a difference, you're being rewarded for. So I'm sorry for what you may have went through pertaining to the intimate abuse that may have been in a karmic familial dynamic where this individual is protected. But whoever this individual is, they have not escaped divine judgment. So you got blessings, back-to-back blessings, and abundance for all of the changes that you have made in this world and all of the souls that you have inspired, given hope, confidence, and assisted in elevating. This was a heavier message, you guys. And I'm sorry if it did trigger you. I really am. But it may not be your message if it did. This is for those of you that know your soul signed up for this. Because I know what I've been through, my spirit signed up for this. And with this trauma that you have worked through, that I won't say you have completely healed, but you have healed to the point where you understand your spiritual journey. And you understand that every single experience led you to being the evolved being today. This is your message, but you're not done. You're not done evolving. Whatever you are currently going through, it has to do with the way that certain individuals in a perceived position of power or organizations, secret societies, the way that they have been waging some type of chemical warfare on you. Whatever this is, it was literally meant to slow you down, compromise you, make you sick. Give me one on this chemical warfare, please. Divine intervention and Libra eye balance justice. So I don't know if you can see how this came out. It's on Jupiter return benefits in the reverse, and then Jupiter abundance in the upright, which lets me know these individuals were trying to slow down what you're about to receive, what you're about to have, and the position you have been anointed for. So this chemical warfare that they did not want the divine to intervene on, the divine has, it is to stop you. It was to cease what was coming through that they know is your justice. I'm also getting they wanted to stop your connection with the divine by completely incapacitating you and putting you in a position to where you could not relay certain information you were getting, or you could not connect to your team. Give me more on this chemical warfare. Damn, y'all, this message is fucking deep. Cancer? Cancer. Judgment. Return to sender. Cancer? Either this was meant to put you in a position to where you could not emotionally function, like your nervous system was going ham sandwich, that you were having a panic attack every 2 seconds, or you were feeling as though like you literally could not get through life. Like, you were like, I'm sick. Like, I can't get out of bed. I don't know what's wrong. The doctors can't explain. Or this was supposed to give you a disease. Cancer. You could be a cancer. Something that was placed in your environment was literally supposed to fuck you up before you got something pertaining to abundance, monetary means, which would elevate you into a position of what looks like recognition, where many would be inspired by your story. How whatever this is came through for you, and the justice you received that is due to you. And what this chemical warfare did was it activated a whole different divine side of you. It activated a different, I won't even say a different, a higher realm version of you. This is like going from an angel to an archangel, from a spiritual master to an ascended master. What you're going through right now is terrifying to these individuals that does not know what comes with this evolution. Because with this first traumatic, almost demise causing activation, things upon this planet started to change. Things within these corporations, networks, and society started to go downhill. People started to wake up. So with this version of you that literally healed from something you were not meant to, you have these individuals watching you and terrified. They don't know what this version is about to bring into this realm. But God does. Because it's destiny. I told you, you healed from something that was not only meant to affect your physical being, but your mind, your perception. But it literally just enhanced you in like the most ethereal, supernatural. They said, what? Metagene? They just channeled me Metagene. Hold on. I love how they channel me things, but then don't give me a fucking explanation. Sorry, thank you, Divine. I really do appreciate you, but you having me over here, where's Waldo with the answer? A mutant. A mutant. That's what a metagene is. It is a supernatural being that is classified as a mutant with the activations that they have gone through. Or with the... This gene is activated. It's Marvel and DC. Or no, DC. It is activated based on trauma. High intensity experiences. The metagene is a genetic marker in homometas that allows them to endure catastrophic physical trauma by developing new abilities. Y'all know how everybody always says they throw shit in your face? Why do I feel like this is something that they threw in our face pertaining to DC that we weren't supposed to take seriously, but it's legit. This is what I've been talking about the whole damn life. This is what I've been talking about the whole damn life. Is experiencing trauma, like intense trauma, whether mental, physical, or spiritual, that activated, what did it say? That activated, or no, that allows them to develop new abilities, superpowers. Which, I said DNA upgrades, which is you being this enhanced divine being, but within DC, mutant. So some of you are being classified as a mutant. We got creativity and sacrifice. Because these individuals got real creative with what they were directing towards you. Some of you don't realize the highly targeted soul you have been. With how you healed through every way these individuals were getting creative. Were attempting to desperately keep you from being recognized as a leader here, an inspiration. Giving the people hope and addressing things that were not meant to be exposed, that were not meant to be declassified. This is a very intense live, y'all. With whatever we're going through, which I am going through it with you, we're coming out the other side as angelically, divinely enhanced. They said transfiguration, which we have talked about that before. So with this trauma you went through, you did go through a process where your divine body was activated. These are specific integrations to assist you with every attack, every type of occult workings, every type of warfare that would be or has been waged on you. This is like suiting you up as like a superhuman Terminator. I know that's crazy to say. I know that may sound crazy, but for those of you that this is for, you know, you've been through, some of us have been so sick, we legit thought we were dying. And then 2 days later, we were fine. And we're like, what the fuck just happened? Like I was literally on the ground, being like, I'm fucking dying. And then 2 days later, you up. Some of you have been given certain substances that were literally supposed to cause your heart to stop. Because they just showed me Mac Miller. damn. And they showed me Juice World. Some of you didn't even know that you had been intentionally targeted in this way, where not only were you supposed to pass away or have your heart stop, but you were supposed to also look like an addict. With this autopsy, with what would come out about you, like how you passed, this was supposed to have you perceived in a certain way. That is so messed up, bro. That is so messed up. Grand Cross Provoker in the reverse. Whatever was done to you, it didn't take you out. It didn't stop your heart. Like, this is nasty work, bro. This is nasty work. Now I'm starting to think, because I don't know if you guys follow Intuitive Kev. I love Intuitive Kev. And a year ago, he shared his story about how his partner at the time had placed things in his tacos and how he was literally going through it. What he had consumed had something within it that he didn't understand. And he literally was like, God, please help me. Like, I don't understand what's going on. And I'm starting to think this may be connected to him too. And not in a negative way, but with what he went through and how his partner at the time had placed, I believe he said it was hallucinogen in his tacos. And he was literally just going through it. Some of you have been through this. Some of you literally had been given something that was supposed to either put you in a position to be seen as crazy, so you would be institutionalized and not be seen as credible, lose all respectability, and allow the narrative of you to elevate others that needed you to be perceived in a certain way, or it was supposed to take you out, bro. It was supposed to stop your heart or negatively impact and affect your organs. And whatever this was, you may have, like Kev, he curled up and he was like, God, please help me. But he made it through it. You may have felt the effects of this, but you came out on the other side further activated, further awakened, and more determined to understand what you just went through and get justice for how you had been betrayed in this situation. Which in turn, for some of you, this was not a karmic familial unit, or not just a karmic familial unit or an ex. This could have been an organization, network, and society that had attempted to put you in a position to where you would end up like previous individuals that they had been able to compromise, and you ate right through it. Because some of these individuals that were unable to convey their truth, unable to relay what had happened to them, such as Mac Miller, you have assisted with releasing, freeing. I'm sorry. I know this is a heavier message, but for those of you it's for, you were put here for a massive reason. And you have had a lot of attempts on your life, a lot of attempts on your destiny to keep you from being in a position to where you were seen as credible, reliable, and respectable. Because of the changes you would make if people listened to you. The changes you would make if you experience something so transformative and miraculous, not just pertaining to your light body and physical vessel, but your life, that was undeniable evidence of a higher power. People were not supposed to see you and see God in you, see a higher power in you. To be released, inspired, and hopeful because of you. With Saturn truth and Sagittarius I see. This lets me know that the divine is telling you. The world is about to see, as are you, the truth. About all of this. And about why you had been targeted so heavily. About why you had been continuously receiving divine reassurance about an inheritance, abundance, a divine partnership, a golden opportunity, or a breakthrough pertaining to your creative soul expression that would put you in a position to be massively recognized, whether it was hundreds of thousands of people or millions. Damn. Before I even flipped these cards, they said, prepare for all of the things that you are about to become, because you, in the way that you have already become unrecognizable, are about to be devastatingly different. Body. What I just, bro, oh my God, I can't make this shit up. Like, people already don't recognize you. People already say that, like, you are different. You are not the same person that they knew. That you don't even look like the same person a year ago. First house, the body. You are about to be devastatingly different. Ninth house, faith. Looks like the Mosai is working on your physical being specifically. You are going through extremely powerful, divine, God-given upgrades. Ooh! I hope you're ready. They said you are ready. You're ready. Trust the process, because this is the next level of your evolution. I also just heard they were warned to leave you alone, yet continue to attempt to compromise your physical vessel because your spirit could not and would not be compromised. And now they're about to see the next evolution of divinity. They're about to see the next evolution of divinity. Scorpio, I transform. They're about to see what is... Let me shut up. What I will say is, especially with Anubis on here, resurrecting and tending to this energy, what was meant to cause a demise has put you in a position to go through the most drastic, transformative, uncomfortable, yet empowering transformation, transfiguration, and evolution. So, and we got the star. With the way that you're healing your physical vessel, with what it's integrated and what it has overcome pertaining to this chemical warfare, has put you in a position to where, I don't know why I'm getting Yeshua energy. It has put you in a position to be seen and perceived by these individuals as a ultimate divine being. You have reached heights of ascension that have not been seen in centuries. That I heard have not been seen since the dawn of time, where corruption originally started to spread because of the control that individuals within these positions felt like they had over those that had gained insight, those that had enlightenment, and those that had harbored passive light divine energy, that of which you are the dual of. Clarification, please. With Saturn return, whatever these individuals have been doing to you, they're about to go through a lot of supernatural sickness. I heard very painful, supernatural, not only sickness, but health issues and body issues. Like joints and shit hurting, legs all of a sudden giving out. But clarification on this. They said, for those of you it is for, you will understand. Okay. I'll leave it at that, because they don't want me to go into too much detail about that specific energy and information. I also just heard, in the next 2 months, you will see a birth of something new, bringing peace to your spirit, but the destruction of something that has been plaguing you. And this is each and every one of you. I heard fall of Babylon. So they're letting me know this is big. This is not just individual. This is global. So what you're going to see is something that has been continuously ongoing. And with the programs that have been dismantled, and with the corruption that has been exposed, they said it has something to do with files. That's all I will say. And the light side, the light aspects of this exposure will be that so many that have gained wisdom about those that had been working behind the scenes and doing things in order to compromise the youth and compromise, hurt, harm, and injure others to maintain these positions, it has made room for those that these positions were rightfully for. Okay. Damn, this was a long live, you guys. I'm so sorry, but if you're still here with me, this is definitely your message, and I know this was intense. And for those that this message was not for, I know it probably comes off as a little like crazy. And maybe in a few weeks, maybe in a few months, you'll come back to this message and it will resonate with you. But for those of you this message is for, you're going through an ultimate divine DNA upgrade. Your whole body is changing, which makes sense why we initially talked about the things your body's rejecting. It's because of what you have consumed that was meant to negatively impact you, that you actually alchemized, that you integrated, that did not do what it was supposed to. And now your light body as well as your physical vessel is evolving. It's upgrading. It's changing. And these changes are directly from the Most High. Most High has really big plans for you in the next few months. But anyways, I love you. I appreciate you. I honor you. And if I won't see you over on TikTok in about probably 20 minutes, 15, 20 minutes, then I will see you again tomorrow. So I love you. I appreciate you. I honor you. Thank you for all the get well wishes and the beautiful energy that you sent to me and the understanding of how overwhelmed I have been with everything. Because I really, truly do love each and every one of you. And I will see you, if not over on TikTok, tomorrow. And until then, remain peaceful, unconditionally loving, stand united, and remain respectful unless disrespected. Then check with the Most High and check your motherfucking self before you check a motherfucker with grace. And like Jase would say, XXX Tentacion, hey, if anybody tells you to lay down, run them the fuck over, but not with your car. Don't compromise your mission because people is pissing you off with your energy, your God-given, divinely elevated, evolved, updated, and upgraded energy. Because we have nothing to prove. Our energy obviously does it for us. And last, but most definitely not least, if you are resonating with this message, drink your motherfucking water. Especially at this time with the things that are about to massively change for you physically. All of the things that are about to shift pertaining to your physical vessel, this is needed at this time. Please get your electrolytes, be drinking your electrolytes, and alkaline water, you guys. Alkaline water. Not just any water, not just tap water. Electrolytes and alkaline water at this time. And remain grounded, stay balanced, and remember who the fuck you are. You are a galactic, ethereal, divine, God-chosen soul to bring, initiate, and move as a revolutionary leader changes. Big changes. Justice, balance, and transfiguration. And they said, and as well as the choice for others with the inspiration they will get from what you have come from to who you have become. You have been put here to make massive change, to be massive change, and to go through massive change. A change the world will recognize as divine. I love you. And until the next time I see you,